Around me. So, good evening guys, and welcome to the 9th round of the Formula Virtual Racing Gran Turismo Championship. This evening the circus goes to Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta. Again, not one of my favourite tracks, but I'm special in that regard because Road Atlanta is quite a liked track actually. Before we delve into this, we will just quickly make this public. But yeah. It's a big day for the championship though, because we've got a bit of a dogfight between Rami Azam and Ati Timgren. This time it will be actually interesting to see which car is better, the Chevrolet Corvette or the 911. And I have to make sure the music's off for this event. Apologies for this radio silence, guys, beyond that. Don't worry, guys. Okay, now let's get to talking. So, Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta, not one of my favourite circuits because the first sector, you have to be just on it. The person who is going to do best this evening is not necessarily even the most consistent driver. Obviously consistency is fundamental to results, it goes down to the heart of racing, but it's the confidence to attack the first sector. You can lose 2-3 attempts if you're just not confident enough. You need to be on the power and abusing the curbs, and I personally can't stand it. I find it personally very random, and even the last corner of sector 1, as our friend Rami Azam will demonstrate shortly, he's most likely going to be taking all 4 wheels of the car off the tarmac and onto the grass to get the rotation and widen out the exit onto the next corner. I can't stand it personally, but we got a huge, this is a very huge day for the championship, because Rami can become champion tonight if he outscores P2 Play Dutchy, Rick Alders, by just 2 points, and if he isn't outscored by Ati Timgren, our friend in the Corvette, by only 3 points or more. And last weekend, although Rick Alders had the most heartbreaking, most sad way to end his Dragon Trail Seaside campaign, he and Ati actually secured the Constructors' Championship for Speed Demons, so it was a 1-2 for the team. It was quite sour how it ended, but the points are the points, so that's currently how it stands. So with many congratulations to Speed Demons, who wrapped up the championship, and now I'm going to get the popcorn out and watch Rami on his quest to secure the title against Rick and Ati here. So setting the early pace of the 16.955 is Rami Azam. He's probably going to want to get that down to very low 16 if he can. Cars like the new Honda Group 3, the 2000 GT500 car, it's even doing 15s in these conditions, so Rami's going to want to maximise his chances by obviously repeating the lap, but just getting gradually more consistent and more confident on these curbs. But yeah, just 4 thousandths behind him is Ati Timgren, so it's going to be nail biting. It's going to be tantalising to watch these two go hammer and tong for glory, as Ati makes a mistake on the curb there. Second and first sector are more or less acceptable. You just have to be as early on the power as possible. but that first sector is the determining factor. I can't stand it personally, but fair play to all the 9 drivers who decided to participate this evening. It's going to be a pleasure to commentate on such respectful drivers. But yeah, run you through your current order. You have Rami, Atty, Cameron Hill, who again after the last race he's got something to prove after saying pretty strong qualifying lap, but then just moving gradually backwards and backwards in the race. Just few too many errors here and there, which cost him dear. And as Rick Alders on a 16.874, really launching his Mercedes-Benz on the curve there, trying to only gets deservedly a half-second penalty. But yeah, Road Atlanta, it's not my cup of tea because of how random it can get by how you have to go flying in certain parts of the track and go lawnmower. But it's a famous track for a reason. Also hosted the Michelin time trial challenge, so basically the winner got free tickets to the Barcelona World Final. But yeah, your top 3 at the moment are basically the class of the field. This is what's keeping the race worth watching this evening. The championship politics between these 3: Rick Alders, Rami Azam, and Atty Timgren. 1/10 behind is Tyler Davison, who did a pretty strong job on his soft tyre stint last round, but is definitely going to want to be striving for more. Got Will Sutters, who I was quite impressed how he stepped up in qualifying, going from the 2nd to the 1st division, but yeah, now he's gradually getting more and more confident. Just 3 tenths off a medium A+ driver like Rick Alders is no mean feat, so if he can just gradually get more comfortable, he'll be definitely one to look out for. Got Pierrot in the McLaren. McLaren not the fastest car around here, it's just you need acceleration and downforce. McLaren is got copious amounts of downforce but not really acceleration, and you want your engine to be at the front here. But having said that, the new Honda here, mid-engine's probably the fastest car here. Got Xavier Maynard, our friend from repping the very, very special BCR livery on the Mercedes-Benz. But BCR having a little bit of a torrid time at the moment. They're occupying the last 2 spots on the grid. I think those track limits are very hard to get precise and on the edge. So they still have 3.5 minutes remaining to try and cross the line and set a lap. So see what can happen in the future. As Rick Alders again, now he's got the blood, his blood's boiling, he's got red in his eyes from how Seaside went, a 16.732 from Rick Alders there. So yeah, he's currently the class of the field again in qualifying, as he's got a 1.7 gap on Atty here. I mean, Atty's Corvette's not necessarily the best, strongest on the downforce sections, but at the end of the day, the pace these guys are demonstrating is really not too bad at all. It's only about 6-7 tenths off the time trial world record. So with tyre wear and this suboptimal conditions, I think these guys, if they applied themselves, could actually become quite special drivers. They've got the respectful mindset. That's what matters. Yeah, Chubby boy, nice to see you in here. And yeah, he's got the potential. Just needs to get more comfortable working outside. Comfortable outside, working his comfort zone. It's not the right way of saying it. He just needs to get more comfortable challenging himself. Like, it may not be easy right now, but he's really I think even though he did not finish last round, it was very it was a big step forward for a driver of his caliber. So yeah, and he's only 4 tenths off Rick, so, and that Lexus is hardly the strongest car around here, so yeah, not bad going at all from everyone here. And the top 7 are just separated by 4 tenths, considering how the lobbies as Rick Alders decided to go lawn mowing there this evening. As Rami is big for the championship, 1 minute 16.862. He's going to want to promote himself even further up the grid. I mean, he's got 2 minutes, he needs to try and secure the championship this evening, so let's see this. See what happens. So yeah, the championship fight. As it stands currently, as far as I understand, my sense of the point system is that for Rami, if Rami was to finish second, Rick first, Atty third, the title would still go down to the let me just look at my crib sheet there. But yeah. As it stands, the championship would go down to the last round at Road Atlanta. Obviously, it's just qualifying, so technically, even if Recorder started last or Rami last, it's still a 50-minute race. But this is a big lap for Rami, so hopefully he can just keep moving forward in the race for him. But Recorders is definitely in that bend. 16.7 is really a respectable effort, so he just needs to hopefully get one more lap in. I mean, everyone will get one more timed effort in. But yeah. As it stands, Recorder's not improving. Still red, so let's see. Looks like, as it stands now, unless Rami Azam or Atty Timgren's on a monster lap, this is most likely going to be your grid order. Oh no, commentator's curse again. Oh, it's Atty Timgren, that's a big lap for him, 16.828, but that's going to be his last effort. But we had Rami Azam 1.6 temps per green, apologies, in the first sector. That's by far and away the most critical sector of the lap, so let's hope he can just keep it on the track now, and he could even promote himself into the pole position here. Nail biting stuff here as Cameron Hill promotes himself into fourth with a 16.990. Good effort from him. Oh no, and commentators cursed him again. I mean, it was 2 temps up, but unfortunately I think he might have ran over the dirty tyres. So yeah, dirty tyres on this track is savage. As Rami in frustration is going to sling the car into the golf course, because yeah, it was green by quite a significant fraction. I mean, he had every chance to go pole position, but only P3 for him. So yeah, this is pretty decent little qualifying. Atty versus Rami is really where there could be some tension. So to run you through your current grid order, unfortunately I'm not racing this evening. It's a shame. But we have Rick Orders. We got the Speed Demons 1-2. They're just consecutively just at the class of the field. So in a 16.732, Rick Orders is pole position, and starting alongside him in the Corvette Group 3 is Atty Timgren. Then occupying the second row is Rami Azam, the current championship leader, and Cameron Hill. Cameron Hill, decent little qualifying, but hopefully can he stay there in the race. Then the third row is occupied by Tyler Davison and Will Sutters. Curious to see what they can do from that position. Then the fourth row is Pierrot and Xavier Maynard, and then rounding out the field with, unfortunately not able to hook a lap together, James Caldwell. So 37 laps, anyone's game here. No, consistency is fundamental around here, but you also have to be incredibly confident to just get on the power early and abuse them curves. It's going to be again a really fine mixture between keeping consistent and confidence, especially in that first sector. Penalties are very, very easy to achieve here, so I think since it's such a long race, this can be really anyone's game. So 37 laps of Road Atlanta. It's 4 lights, 5 lights, and it's go, go, go for the American Grand Prix. And Atty Timgren's had a disastrous start. I think got a full start check. He's really lost momentum there, and as it's Rick Orders clear of the gaggle of cars there, and it's got Rami Azam leading that little cluster of cars, and it's got Tyler Davison who's promoted himself up into third position. But yeah, disastrous start for Atty Timgren. I mean, got that full start check, just there was a Constantine effect, and whole grid was held back there. It's a shame. Whoa, Atty Timgren, that's a critical mistake for the championship. He's absolutely speed into the sand there. Oh, well, that's most of the championship fight gone there, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, he's already, I mean, never say never, it's a 37 lap race, but already 9 seconds back he's lost so much time. So this is music, this is eye candy for a person like Rami Azam, who's trying to secure the championship this evening. But yeah, at the moment Recorders has got off to a much better start. 1.3 seconds is the gap already to Rami, and in hot pursuit is Tyler Davison and Will Sutters. Will Sutters off to a pretty decent start there. Good effort from him. And he's already sniffing for a move down the inside. We've got Will Sutters on the inside of Tyler Davison on the outside. Beautiful little aggressive muscular move from Will Sutters, but Tyler Davison could get him on the cutback. Well, they're going to go lateral into that airport chicane there. Good robust move from Tyler Davison to get back up into third place. This is a nice little bit of racing from the two Brits. We got Xavier Maynard, who's really up the gearbox of Will Sutters, so Will Sutters is going to have to time his moves with more brain, needs to be a little bit more deliberate with when he chooses to attack, because you can lose a lot of time going lateral at Road Atlanta, but then Tyler Davison has lost it on the curb, and Will Sutters could even promote himself back up into third place. This is really strong racing from British pride. Got 3 wide going into the third sector. Got Davison on the inside, Sutters in the middle, and that's a huge spike of lag, but that's actually benefited Will Sutters, who's going to get a critical amount of breathing room into third place, as Tyler Davison has achieved a half-second penalty for exceeding track limits. We'll have to see what happened there, but yeah, these guys have been squabbling a lot, but 20.4 versus 17.4. It's the clean air race pace at the moment, so these lots, since it's a 37 lap race, probably want to use their brain and perhaps work with each other a little bit more. Otherwise, there's no chance of getting closer to Rami Azam and Rick Alders, who are really the class of the field this season. But oh, what a shame for Harry Timgren. I mean, he could have really spiced this race up in terms of the championship battle, but sadly it looks like it's not to be. It's over before it's even started, so what a shame, truly. But it's a very long race. I mean, Rick Alders has demonstrated prodigious pace, but has made a few too many errors and has cost him such a rake of points this season. So still anyone's game here. We got currently Rami Azam pushing very hard in that 911. I mean, he's really managed to close the gap. He's converging towards Rick Alders there, so already gained about 4 attempts. As Rami Azam 17-0, he's got he's bare motivated, ladies and gentlemen. He really wants to secure this title this evening. Battles galore indeed, my friend. I've race direction, we've missed it. Tyler Davison on the inside of Xavier Maynard, the two BCR boys in the Mercedes-Benz, swarming that McLaren, but to no avail just yet. No avail just yet. Yeah, currently, I mean, we unfortunately don't have the live championship graphic on in terms of points here, but as it stands currently, if Rami Azam wins this race, ladies and gentlemen, he is the world champion of Formula Virtual Racing Series. And yeah, this is why he's got the bit between his teeth. He's got lasers in his eyes trying to catch up to Rick Alders. He wants to secure this as quickly as possible. That 911 is going to be pretty phenomenal on the harder compounded tyres, but for a second I thought Rami was going to duck into the pits, but the moment Rami's going to have to think of something special here. Look, 17-0 in clean air, but then I think, honestly, after Rick Alders had a strong qualifying effort, I don't think he's quite refined the race pace yet, because out of these two fine individuals, it's clear to see who's the fastest right now, and that's Rami Azam. So let's see if he can sustain this pace for as long as possible, because we know that 911 is not the friendliest car on tyre wear, with softer compound, more grip on both axes. It just wears too much and understeers. Understeers on entry, oversteers on exit, being a mid-engine car when that was rears go. So Rami's down. He's already only 4 tenths behind Rick Alders, so let's go in cockpit cam and see if he can actually promote himself up into the lead. This will be essential for the championship. I mean, his main rival, Ari Timgren, has thrust himself spectacularly out of contention. Rami with a very wise head on those old shoulders is not going to lunge it from 4 temps back. He's going to try and scare Rick Alders into making another potential error. This is a very long race. I mean, at the end of the day, don't discount someone like Will Sutters or Tyler Davison. If these guys fight too much, they'll be very quickly breathing down the neck, as Rick Alders very wide there. He's feeling the pressure from Rami, who's just ice cold at the moment. I mean, one of his critical championship rivals has flung himself out of contention pretty spectacularly there, so at the moment it's only one's game here. 32 laps remaining, so wonder if what the strategy we play if we're expecting a one-stop, because the pit stop length for Road Atlanta is pretty savagely long, so it's about 25 seconds, so all these guys will be trying to eke out the soft tyres as long as possible, preserve them. Perhaps that's a strategy from Rick Alders this evening, although the tyre wear difference is not that big. So I think Rami is just generally the most confident driver this evening in the race. Yeah, Rami's learning new techniques in that Porsche, just more control over the throttle. So yeah, as the pace is, after an amazing lap 3, is just started to fall back a little bit relative to Rick Alders, who's finally starting to pick up the pace with a 17.184. So Rick Alders very, very wide, fails to hit the apex. This is really, it's almost impossible to overtake in this section because of the dirty air, so if Rick Alders can keep composed in the set and place his car perfectly in the middle sector, can still defend off Rami, but truth is Rami just looks, he looks precise, he looks smooth, he looks controlled this evening, so whereas Rick Alders is really trying to get the ragged edge off the car, but that's a pretty weak exit from Rami's arm, so I doubt he'll be close enough to really mount a charge on Rick Alders. So yeah, this is your top two. I mean, the class of the field, literally. I mean, honest, Rick Alders are phenomenally late on the brakes and has lost all the exit speed there. Rami's arm's going to be literally up his exhaust pipe there. Will he maybe even try and send into turn 1? That's how savage the dirty air is. Rick Alders going to keep defensive, he's going to hold the middle of the road, he's going to not defend fresh air. Good bit of defensive driving from Rick Alders there. But yeah, this race is already 7 laps in. It's absolutely flown by so far to commentate on. But yeah, already visually it looks like Rami at this stage of the race is just more confident, so he just needs to get a good exit onto this long DRS straight, and it looks like the Porsche is not the finest geared for that tight corner, but the gap's only 3/10 to converging. Expect fireworks into this next corner. So Rami's going to use the slipstream, he's going to use that flag 6. Sniffing the rear of Rami's he's going to go down the inside. Last of the late breakers. Rick Alders tries to brake even later, and Rick Alders is going to keep the position, but then beautiful driving from Rick there, just to block the apex off perfectly, and this is going to meanwhile allow Will Sutters, who's doing a fantastic little job here. If he's got a lot of squabble, then I wouldn't discount Will from joining the party in 5-6 laps. So yeah, as Rami Azam's going to stay very patient. But yeah, that was a really stout defense from Rick Alders, and just did not. That's the kind of defensive masterclass I want to see from people. Just not defending fresh air, parking the car in perfect position, using the momentum of his Mercedes-Benz to just really. That was a really impressive little defense by Rick, who seems to be struggling a little bit in that corner. It's not the first time he's gone deep, gone very deep. But yeah, so Rami Azam's definitely going to be getting a little bit frustrated behind Rick Alders, so he's going to have to go for a even. He has to be even stouter than Rick Alders here, and that's a very exuberant use of the curb there. Wonder if that's going to be a penalty for Rami Azam, but nope, absolutely not. Let's do a little bit of a. Was Rick Alders very unsettled on the braking, but nah, most likely going to keep that position. But let's have a little look further down the grid. So we have Will Sutters running an excellent little race in 3rd place, but fortunately that Lexus's front tyres have not really delivered at all. The tyre wear is already starting to become quite alarming for Will Sutters, growing that McLaren is one of the very best on tyres, but this means that Tyler Davison can really perform an overcut if I think at this point Tyler Davison might even be able to overtake Will Sutters on the road. That's how dramatic the tyre wear difference is between them. And I mean, it's a fair play from Adi Timgren. We could have the comeback story of the season, because it's 10 laps, it's still only 9 seconds the gap between Rick and Rami. He's made very light work of these lower midfield cars, and let's see if Asi can maybe at least recover to a podium. He's only 3.5 seconds off the podium contention. I think it's clear he's the 3rd fastest driver this evening, so let's see if Asi can. I mean, Asi's shown real consistency this season. I've been very proud, very pleased for him, but just made a couple of disastrous little mistakes which have cost him the championship, arguably. I mean, just now, a few minutes ago, at Brands Hatch, when he spun on the sand, and my calculations have come earlier than expected. Tyler Davison's going to breeze past Will Sutters there. That tyre wear difference becoming too big. Yeah, the moment Adi Timmerman's going to have to try to think of something special to get past Tyler Davison. As Will Sutters has achieved a 1-second penalty. That's a disaster for him. I mean, it was going so well for him for more than a third of the race, but fortunately that's mistakes going to cost him dear. He'll keep the position against Xavier Maynard, but Xavier Maynard has got significantly better tyre wear, so watch the space. But now Adi Timmerman's going to have to do something special to get past Tyler Davison. Now Tyler Davison's been released with that McLaren. That McLaren's only going to get faster and more competitive as the race stint progresses. That Corvette is weak on tyre wear, so yeah. But Adi Timmerman's showed some bouts of real talent, as Rami Azam is going to lunge it down the inside. You got Rami on the inside, and that's a very robust move, and he's going to promote himself into not only the race lead but the championship lead. Big move there from Rami, but yeah, Asi's going to need something special here to get past Tyler Davison, because Tyler Davison in those with that McLaren is just going to be creeping closer and closer towards Rami. I wouldn't be even surprised if Tyler will be able to do 3, 4, 5, 6 more laps in that McLaren, so please watch the space. But at the moment the field is a little, and that's a huge miss. Rick Order's prodigious pace but not so prodigious consistency as achieved a half-second penalty. That's a real shame for him. Because yeah, now he's going to be falling into the clutches of Tyler Davison. I mean, that McLaren's just got imperious tyre saving ability. Well, you have to, I want to say Tyler Davison's also quite good on tyre wear, but that McLaren is definitely enabling him. So it's a huge factor. So yeah, that McLaren's just prodigious on preserving its front and rear tyres. So I wonder if Tyler, if he can maintain consistency, if he can chase off that second. I mean, he's been unlucky at times this season, but now could be time to repair or just seek some vengeance. But yeah, this is now more in, we're now more into neutral with this race at the moment. Nothing much in particular at the moment, but we got a free car battle between Will Sutters, Assi and Xavier. So at this point I'm expecting Assi within 2-3 laps. I mean, having said that, yeah, his tyre wears of Will Sutters is disgusting, but the good news here for him is that Ait Imgren's tyre wear is not so much better, so maybe he can keep a stout defence going. I mean, I've been impressed by how Will Sutters has performed this weekend, actually. But yeah, Roman Ramazan has got the Arabic music on his stereo. I mean, he's got such a gap against Rick Alders, who had a decent start to the race, but unfortunately has just let the inconsistency creep in, and yeah, it's unfortunately already a second and a half behind Rami. But yeah, I'm going to be curious to see how this what these drivers are going to do in terms of the pit strategy. We're already getting in close to that pit window where the soft compounded tyres are very near to the end of their shelf life. The Rami is in 2 laps is going to be driving on the rim, but driving on the rim is honestly faster than that fresh medium compounded tyre. So yeah, you can see that 911 just dancing like a ballerina with those warm tyres. But yeah, at this point I think, yeah, that Mercedes-Benz has much stronger rear tyre wear at this point. So who knows? Maybe it's not quite all dandelions and lullabies for Rami Azam, who with those cooked rear tyres will possibly have to get creative. Will he have to go for perhaps a prime centre kind of drive the car until there's no rubber left, and then pit for fresh medium tyres and just really push as hard as he can? Or will he try and go on the safe side and perhaps pit when Rick Alders pits? It's possible to read the race from behind. Very easy to read their inputs in the rearview mirror. So it's going to be a critical point in the race for Rami and for the championship, as Ait Imgren has gone for a second set of soft compound tyre. Oh no, that's pardon me, the little bit of a graphical error. Ait Imgren's, and that's a 3-second penalty for Ait Imgren. That's all the hard work he applied to get back into the potentially the high point scoring position is all been undone by a very, it's a very simple error to make that 3 second. What a disaster for Ati Timgren. I mean, he might as well pack his bags and go back to the hotel there. I mean, Ati is a really, while he might not be the most consistent driver, he's got the mindset to never give up in terms of adversity, so maybe he will try and finish the race, but I'd be well incensed at the moment. But yeah, look how delicate Rami Azam has to be on the braking and the steering now with those rear tyres towards the end of their shelf life. That's a big move from the BCR boys. They've decided to go for a double stack, and yep, that's going to be, I'm assuming, a new pair of medium tyres, because the pit loss around here 25 seconds, so see what the BCR boys choose. Yep, fresh mediums as expected. So let's look at the current order. So we have Rami, Rick, Tyler, who's not really made the impression I expected with that McLaren Group 3's tyre wear advantage. Got Will Stars, who's nearly running on rims. He's gonna have to box any imminently. Cameron Hill started on the medium compound tyre. At least he hasn't kept it in. At least he's kept it out of the barriers. That's the fundamental thing here. Pierrot's style on medium. I mean, 18.7 is not too bad. Only about a second off. As we have Xavier Maynard, that soft medium strategy is really started to. If there's one thing I could change about Road Atlanta, aside from the fact that the curbs are so inconsistent, the penalties, it's not realistic, etc, etc, they have to shorten the pit loss a little bit, because unfortunately this is an easy one stop. If they just decrease that gap down a little bit, and if you could have had a very interesting race with the one stop versus the two stop. So yeah, and at the moment, as expected, Tyler's going to try and exploit the car's advantage. So Pierre holds off the mediums and is going to go for the fresh soft tyres. Yeah. Even with that 3 second penalty, Assie's only 2 seconds behind Xavier at the moment. So see what happens. Is Will Stars just keep it on the road, sunshine. He's on course for a pretty good points haul, which would drivers are probably over a higher level than him this evening. So he's done a good job to be taken seriously this evening. So I hope he can keep building on this momentum here. My apologies. As interestingly, well, no, as expected, Romy decided to play the safe game and appeared exactly the same moments as Rick Alders, not go for any wild prime center kind of long stint on the medium. So let's see how the gaps will play out now, because if Rom was able to deliver such an impressive performance on the soft tyre, I think the medium will be far easier for him, because that 911 is just simply imperious on the harder compounded tyres. So let's have a look how it's going. I mean, unless there's some sort of critical error, expect Rom is on to really get that gap extended. 1.3 seconds. I mean, my prediction 4 seconds actually by the end of this race. But yeah, this is going to be a big, huge chance for Romy to just secure the title. He can relax for the last round, really, because fortunately his rival Ati Timgren has thrown it. That's the rudimentary, that's the harsh, crude way of saying it's thrown it this evening. Very nice guy. Every one of these contestants are very nice people, so I respect it. I respect them a lot, and they're very respectful drivers. But unfortunately, they just had their moments, which have cost them over the season. So yeah, 79 versus 18-2 for when we look at the pace differential between Rami and Rick there. What an absolute statement from Rami. I mean, it's going to be easier with that 911. That 911 is just imperious on medium and hard tyres, so dare I say, we could almost call this battle for the front decided. Rami is one of the most consistent drivers I know, so yeah, that's a half-second penalty for Cameron Hill. I mean, interesting that Cameron's running 20 laps on the mediums. I think it's really now's about the time to pit, but that first softy will go like stink. But yeah, so this is the. I'm expecting Cam to box this lap. Oh, I think he cut the pit line there. That's a really easy foot problem. That's a really easy thing to get wrong on this track. The pit lines are really. If you don't get the angle right, you either gain a second from getting the line or the right, or you get a 3-second penalty. I think. Well, I'm going to watch eagerly if Cameron Hill gets a 3-second penalty here. Yeah. All these guys, whilst I am quite a harsh commentator, I must say all these guys are very respectful people, and they've got such an excellent mindset for racing, so it's always been a pleasure to commentate on these people. As Cameron Hill's got away with that one, doesn't avoids a 3-second penalty. That's really good news for him. So yeah, that's how. Currently, let's go for a lap guide with our race leader and the prospective championship winner, Rami Azam, so in his 911. Full on the throttle, 220 kilometers an hour across the start line, and he's going to be going flat. He's going to be looking for the end of the grass and between the cones. That's going to be his braking point. He's going to hold the car, keep the car out onto the wide as far as possible, keep the minimum speed up. He's going to straddle that curb, but make sure not to rotate too much on it, and he's going to go for a minor lift on the medium compound tyres. He's going to be riding those curbs. He's not going to be taking the grass line in that mid-engine car. Third gear exit, maintaining pretty good exit speed there. He's going to be looking for the red van on the right. It's going to be his braking point, then third gear chucking the car in a very slow corner here, trying to get on the power as early as possible to get as strong as exit as possible. And he's going to be now barreling down the straight, flat out in his 911. Yeah, so he's now going to be looking for the yellow shack on the right. That's going to be his braking point. From 260 he's going to go down hard on the brakes, slam into the first gear, then second gear exit, straddle the curbs, that's where the grip is, and power, full throttle, no lifting to the finish line. And that's a 17.802, which is a very good effort according to our screens. But yeah, at the moment Rami's just imperious in this races. Oh, that was a mistake from Rami actually, so perhaps I cursed him a little bit, but already 2.5 seconds on Rick. Then 3 seconds back we have Tyler. We'll start at 7.1 seconds as it stands. Right, that's not a bad effort from him. Half an hour into the race, just needs to keep it on the road, because P4 will be a very good effort from him. Beating likes of Xavier Maynard, Cameron Hill. Actually, watch the space with Cameron Hill is going to be like a stabbed ras on them fresh soft tyres. James and Pierrot at the back here. Expecting Pierrot to get easily past the BCR liveried Mercedes-Benz there. moment. So, as it stands, Rami Azam is your championship winner. So, just needs 14 more laps and then he's done. Because that's unfortunately for I guess the championship battle. It's not necessarily been the fastest driver who's on course to win this championship. I think Rami in some places had very low. How should I say? Yeah, he didn't polish his pace in time for the event. I mean, he did not really apply himself as much in terms of practices maybe his rivals did. But what he did was he kept on the road. He was consistent, and that's what really has mattered. I mean, you could argue that over the course of the season, drivers like Rick Alders and even Atty Timgren have been faster. Like they've demonstrated more higher peaks, but their troughs have been so much lower. I mean, some inconsistencies from Rick Alders. I mean, 2 races in a row now he's lost a little bit of a noise going on there, but we've got Rick Alders who's 2 consecutive races has lost the race due to unforced error. So I guess for next season that's his motivation for him to just figure out how to just rebalance his his driving strategy in general these races. To finish first you must finish, as their famous expression. So we got a big move from Atty Timgren to promote himself ahead of Xavier Maynard, who is going to now be falling into the clutch of Cameron Hill. Soft tyre is going to be a second lap faster that Benz at this point. So whilst perhaps the championship and the lead battle has been already determined, I think it will be a pretty interesting battle for the P5, the top 5 honours. Well, no, I don't even discount. RC goes very wide there, but meanwhile, Will Sutters, I mean, he's done excellent. I mean, it will be an interesting race even for 4th place, because if these guys can converge towards Will, but Cameron Hill on that fresh soft tyre is going to be consistently grinding towards them, so converging towards Will here. So let's see. So our current top 3 is Rami, Rick and Tyler. It's a shame. I mean, I really respect this league, but I should say it's not great that we've lost quite a few drivers over the course of the season. I mean, we've had drivers. We started with like 14 drivers at the beginning of this season. It was a real pleasure to commentate with my good friend Carl Etienne, but yeah, unfortunately the interest has decayed a little bit. So unfortunately we are only 9 for this race, but what I really respect is the mindset of all these drivers. Their resilience. They've had their fair share of mistakes, but they never give up. And that's a stronger mindset than a lot of the top split drivers even have. A lot of the people in the upper split community, when things don't go their way, often quit at the first hurdle. For them it's not worth it, but these guys have, thanks to their resilience and in general their consistency in attendance, these guys have made this championship a pleasure to commentate on. It's been quite a tight battle in terms of points, but at this point the championship is really towards its finale with Rami Azam dominant. But oh my, that's a shame for Rick Alders. Huge mistake. He's lost several seconds there. So yeah, again, I mean, Rick Alders has demonstrated pretty prodigious raw pace, but that's the 3rd race in a row an unforced error has caused him to lose a position and hence points. An absolute shame for Rick Alders. I hope this doesn't become a recurrent theme with him. Yes, must be very frustrating. But on the bright side for Tyler Davison, means he can promote himself up into second place after a not a phenomenal qualifying, but his consistency is what has got him in such a strong position at the moment. But at the moment, Rami Azam's 8.5 seconds clear. Now he can turn the radio back on and relax, just cruise his way to victory, because Rami's consistency is what's been the determining factor why he is so successful this season. 50-minute races, the door is wide open for mistakes, and Rami has made hardly any, if at all any, mistakes this season, and it's really paid dividends for him, truly. So our got less than 10 laps left till the end of this championship race, so do let us know how you're doing in the chat, and if you any feedback you can give us in terms of, like, do you like this race length? Do you think we should incorporate more of the dynamic weather? I know we had a little bit of a snippet of dynamic weather at Spa, but do let us know what we can do, make it more interesting. So yeah, this is really a neutral part of the race, but in terms of the lead battle. But who knows, maybe Rick Alders can promote himself back up into second place. I mean, that Mercedes-Benz is a faster car than the McLaren, especially on low tyre wear, so see what happens. As that's a huge mistake from Xavier Maynard, we did not spot in time, so unfortunately he's relegated them down to 8th position. The BCR boys back where they started at the back, which is a real shame for them. But they've if they can take, in every cloud there's a silver lining, and I guess their silver lining is that they have not given up this evening, and they've mixed up in the midfield, so that's a good effort from them. But yeah, the moment this item is going to be with the red mist descended upon him, he's going to be trying to get past Will Sutters, who's just kept it much more consistent. It's been a much stronger showing for Will Sutters this evening, but Atty Timgren could deny him of that 4th position. I mean, it's a shame for Atty Timgren. I mean, he's just made a few too many mistakes this season, but he's had some pretty amazing highlights this season. I mean, he won the first race of the season at Nürburgring GP, and from the back, basically the back, dominated at Tokyo Expressway. So he's proved multiple times he's a very capable driver, but just in the future he's going to have to try and decrease the probability of errors, because yeah, in my opinion that's what's cost him the championship this season. He's clearly got the pace and the talent to be at the front, but it is what it is. So yeah, at the moment, your race leader dominant display from Rami Azam, just 8.5 seconds. Very, very strong efforts. I mean, what can I say other than just consistency? Driving that Porsche very well. That Palestinian and Canadian liveried 911. It's been piloted with such consistency and such maturity this season. It's been really a pleasure to watch Rami this season, actually. He's had his highs and his lows, but his peaks and troughs don't really have big gaps, so. Yeah, that was a half-second penalty, unfortunately, achieved from Record as he just served it. Yeah, Recorders again, just unfortunately, I don't want this to become a recurring theme, but just mistakes after mistakes have just cost some big points this season. Doesn't matter so much the raw pace, but just outliers, mistakes have just, I think, probably cost him about 20 points this season. It's just a shame for him. Yeah. At least at the podium, and his results have been good enough to secure Speed Demons the title in constructors. So he's done a good, done a very, very good job there this season. Nonetheless, I mean, we shouldn't detract from the fact that he's been head and shoulders above the likes of Abe Golbardi and Callum Birch. But oh yeah, there was a very I saw on social media very harsh, very, very harsh Instagram message from the team leader. Whether, I mean, if he had an arm long enough, he'd punch his drivers for constantly rage quitting. I mean, yeah, it's very harsh, a bit crude, a bit rude, but at the same time, it's not pleasant if you're the owner of a team and your drivers are just constantly rage quitting on the first hurdle. I mean, in my opinion, the beauty of esports is that whilst it's based on a video game, which is not super useful, it's the art of competing is a highly useful skill. Well, the art of competing is not necessarily a skill, more like the skills you can achieve from taking part in competitions is really can really benefit you in the real life. Like me and my friends in the top split community all confer with the same idea that we've become much more, in real life scenarios, we've become much more calm under pressure, and we've learned how to balance our time much better and keep our effort consistent so that we can perform. So it's just the art of competition is really got its merits, and I really encourage you to, if you have a PS5 or even a PS4, probably want a PS5 at the moment, but just pick up a controller, pick up a wheel, and just enter a league. Push outside your comfort zone. Make a name for yourself. Make something. Do these races and do it to a standard which can help you become differentiated. Something which makes you more than just a number. So something which gives you an identity. And people like Ram Yazam have quite an identity from Gran Turismo. Like, he's a karting instructor in real life, but a lot of people know him for his efforts at winning multiple league races and even success in FIA GT World Series. So it's a real pleasure to commentate on these guys competing, truly. Yeah, let's run back to front of the grid. Dog's day in the office for James. Unfortunately, 1 second penalty. Likely going to round out the field this evening. But Xavier Maynard had a similarly difficult. Yeah, the BCR boys spontaneously getting penalties there. It's a shame. Pierre Hall has not quite made the impression he wanted on their soft tyres, but 7th place is still decent points. Well, we got quite tasty little battles. Timmer's really trying to. But for every opportunity, he's going to try and go around the outside into the last corner, but to no avail. Wilsars does not defend fresh air. Very stout performance from him there. But Fatty Timmerman could get even worse as Cameron Hill's on that soft tyre. Still, that Benz is several tenths a lap faster than the Corvette, so he's going to be really. It's going to be a really interesting battle for this P4. Expect fireworks in the last lap. Yeah, so let's not remember that. Let's remember that Corvette is a really phenomenal car on the straight line. So let's see if he can winch his way into really make Will Sutters think, make him feel the pressure. But currently he's experiencing even more pressure from Cameron Hill, who's on that fresh, soft tyre. He's going to look for a move down the inside into the 90-degree corner. Not quite, but Will Sutters has made a little bit of a mistake on the exit there. But still has a 4/10 gap on Atty here, so it's going to be a really intriguing little squabble for the last points. All three guys go very wide into the first corner. I think the grip is now starting to fade away from them as these guys are running the tyres very near to the rim. That's how little rubber is left, but not bad from Will Sutters actually. He's improved his tyre wear quite considerably over the last weeks. I mean, if you compare them to Assi and his rivals, he's done a good job. Oh, and that's a huge mistake from Larry Timgren there. So a 1 second penalty. That's going to fortunately take him out of contention for the P4, which yeah, so this is going to be one race to forget for Larry Timgren. Had a chance to lead the championship. Yes. So yeah, that's Cameron Hill going into the top 5 position. So it's now the last lap for our race leader Rami Azam, and let's sorry, what more to say other than imperious consistency is not really demonstrated the most phenomenal single lap pace or even the most phenomenal race pace, but he's risen where others have fallen. He's kept the car. He's kept his 911 on the track in every single round. He's not made any stupid mistakes, and that's what's really that consistency, that wise head on his shoulders, has really elevated him onto such a phenomenal level this season. I mean, he's going to wrap up the championship with 1 round to spare. That I do not see this very often in league racing, and he's going to finish his championship campaign in absolute style. I mean, 10 seconds to Tyler Davison. That's a real dominant display. So he's going to finish in absolute style here. And ladies and gentlemen, Rami Azam is your Formula Virtual Racing's world champion, and he's going to do a pirouette across the line to celebrate. Phenomenal effort from Rami Azam to win the championship there. Consistency is king. Tyler Davison's going to, as Rick Alders, is going to pirouette into across the finish line. He's going to round off the podium. So that's Rami and Tyler and Rick, your top 3 this evening. Will Sutters kept Cameron Hill behind to keep a very good 4th position. That's an amazing effort from Will. He's really evolved in the last 2 weeks, and I'm really proud of him. Atty will finish P6. Is Gridle? No, Gridle's not. Unfortunately, with Rick Alders, he's obviously very angry at how the mistakes have crept in, but if only he could finish the wait a few more seconds before he could leave. But so now that's rounding out the field. Unfortunately, is the BCR Mercedes-Benz Geo. So we have to congratulate Rami there for what an excellent season. So, well, what more can I say? Congratulations, Rami. Been very impressed by the consistency this season. I don't even think I would be as that consistent. It's finished for Rami, my boss, because now seeing the calculations, he outscored Atty by 15 and Rick by 10. Unfortunately, we don't have we don't have the capacity to ask Rami Azam for an interview, but he's going to be really proud of how it's gone. This championship, he's really. It's been a really phenomenal display from these guys. So. That rounds out the championship battle. Congratulations, Rami. And on that bombshell, that's going to be the end of a great weekend. All the happiness and all the health to you, everyone watching. So have a great time, guys. See you later.